Basic training was, as it is, designed to be a particular sort of hell. I don't know what the rules are, where you come from, reader, but many training, but military training for the Zin army consists of a grueling 8-week course that pushes recruits to their breaking point. Some did not survive the training and were sent off to work in the mines or forced to join the Zin National Orchestra, famous across 7 galaxies for how hideous their music is. In order to endure the training, I often relied upon my thoughts of my childhood, a more innocent time of my life, my iron will and drive to do whatever I must to excel, a manufactured hatred of the enemy. Are you daft? We covered this in the very first chapter. Oh, that actually was the one. Fucking hell, I thought it was the other one. A wise man once said, without a target, we are all just bullets in the wind. I wrote that in my journal last week, and it's true. Whenever you find yourself facing a seemingly insurmountable challenge, it helps to envision all the turncoats, opportunists, and megalomaniacs that are just waiting for you to fail so they can swoop down and pick the meat from your bones. With a furnace of pure hatred burning inside me, nothing would stop me from overtaking any challenge set before me. It was evident in the latter days of my training that I was going to excel at field combat, commanding troops, or conquering worlds. Field combat. It was field combat? I thought it would be conquering worlds. What? Okay. I took the weaponry and tactics like a parasite to a vital organ. A sergeant said I was a natural-born killer who lacked empathy and had an unparalleled predatory instinct. Have kinder words ever been spoken? After basic, I entered service and was sent to the front line of the great war that was brewing on planet Bedard. There, I led charge against the great Bedardian commander Franscott, using my initially, I don't know. Using my keen insight, I surprised Franscott by dressing in the enemy uniform, sneaking into his base under the cover of darkness, or stunning him with a rousing recitation. This one. Whilst it is a stirring moral booster, that was not the tactic I used. Those garish vestments? You must be joking. While it may sound like a simple tactic, you should be aware that the average day on planet Bedard lasts an excruciatingly long time. But I and my charge held our position until the perfect moment to strike. We infiltrated Franscott's compound, trampled his men under our mighty boots, and shattered the door to his bedchamber, wherein I pounced upon the fool and smothered him with his own pillow. Even now, looking back, I can't help but smile. From there, I led the charge after numerous enemies of the Zin Empire. Soon, the entire Bedardian army fell before us, and we had yet another notch on our already impressively carved belts. Oh, he didn't even say continue. Wow, okay. Written by Zinyak, of course. Galactic Overlord and Head Emperor Supreme of the Zin Empire. A Life by Zinyak. Sounds like something Spoopy would write. The Supreme... Head Emperor Supreme of the Zin Empire. There you go. Rise to power. A magnificent victory under my belt. My military superior saw it fit to bestow upon me one of those services in the glory of the almighty Zin commendation, and my first of many promotions. Recognition breeds contempt, recognition breeds contempt, and I made many enemies throughout my military career, but perhaps none more scathing, more heartbreaking than Zinfob, the brute of my Caesar. The brutes to my Caesar. Zinfob served me well against the army, but his pride got the best of him when he questioned my authority in front of the troops, my character, my readiness to command, my character. Impossible. My character is unimpeachable. Everyone can see that. Not even Zinfob was foolish enough to do that. Citing my unquenchable bloodlust, cold and calculating demeanor, lack of conscience, all the things that were held in such high regard during training, Zinfob dared to suggest that I was unfit for high-level command. I was brought before my superiors in a mock tribunal, held simply to satiate Zinfob's whim. I assure you, where I was called upon to defend myself against these allegations. I don't even know if I read that right because it sounds stupid in my head. Complying with the tenets of the charade, I took my seat as defendant, as clear as the strained cries of a fallen foe. The charges were leveled against me. Against each one I rallied against my accuser, explained myself in a clear and concise manner, or remained silent. Remain silent, of course. Yes, very droll. I stay quiet for no one. Rallied against my accuser. To be honest, I didn't give him much thought. Explain myself in a clear, concise manner. Admittedly, I may have used some coarse language as emphasis to underline my points, but I conducted myself as one ought during any legal proceeding. After carefully explaining myself to the council, they saw my point of view and dismissed Zinfop's case against me. Afterwards, I hunted my accuser down and killed him where he stood. I don't know if that's really such a smart idea, but yeah, teach their own. The nastiness behind me. I not only continued to fulfill my role within the Zin army, but I excelled at it. After many more successful terrestrial campaigns against our foes, the officials saw fit to give me my own ship, promote me to emperor, erect statues in my honor. I appreciate your zeal, but let's not jump ahead. Give me my own ship. Oh, that was actually it. Indeed, no longer was I a simple passenger on our interplanetary death vessels. I now had my hand firm upon the rudder. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Interplanetary death vessels are steered by complicated navigation systems. Now, a celebrated member of the Zin army, with a seasoned crew at my command, I blew up the planet Zin and never looked back, threw a gala in my own honor, headed out towards adventure, blew up the own planet. Zin may not be the most cultured celestial body, but it is still my home. I do not have to throw galas in my honor, thank you. I do not have to throw honors in my own I don't have to throw galas in my own honor, thank you. Headed out toward adventure. It was time to leave terra firma behind me and venture toward the stars. After forcibly convincing my crew to celebrate my newly appointed position with a soiree in my honor, we lifted anchor and spreaded our sails, again metaphorically speaking, towards this destination just ripe for the picking. And that, dear reader, is where my tale gets the most exciting. Oh my god, we're so close, but we're not, because we got 3 more to go and this is gonna take forever. I'm gonna be right back. Oh my god, I needed that stuff. Zinyak, why? Ad astra per aspera. Or however you fucking pronounce that shit, because I don't know. Number 6. Like a siren calling ships to rocks, the velvety expanse of space has been a harsh mistress to many. To me, the unconquered reaches were a challenge I not only accepted, but yearned for. So many poor souls, blissfully? I don't know. Blissfully unaware, I guess. I don't know. Is that how you write bliss? What the fuck? I don't know. I'll say blissfully unaware of how mediocre their existence were, without a firm hand to guide them toward greatness. Oh, how I longed to be that hand. Not I am not a soul easily satisfied, so I knew my dream destination would be a must be a planet that could challenge not only the collective might of the Zim army, but my own fragile ego. Say that again and I'll kill you. I said again. My political and... As if anything could. The terrestrial victories I had accumulated in my prior campaignings often failed to adequately test my keen tactical instinct. The maneuvers and strategies employed by so many of my foes were woefully pedestrian on their best days. I knew somewhere in the celestial womb a leader must exist who could properly challenge me. How fortunate I was that I only had to eradicate 12 civilizations before coming toe-to-toe with the talented and well-trained forces of the Jet Yang theocracy. Oh god, no, not these people. I think these people are the ones that have like shit that yeah, this is gonna be hard to pronounce. Despite what you may have read about the people of Yet Yang, of the Yet Yang quadrant, I assure you they were ahead of the rest in their martial prowess. Perhaps most impressively, the Yet Yang had mastered biomechanical fighting machines, the art of diplomacy, or planetary shield technology. Despite centuries of effort dedicated to that pursuit, all of their attempts at melding flesh and technology resulted in nothing greater than automated harvesting machines. Oh, it was actually the shielding. By harnessing the geothermal energy of Yet Yang's molten core, the theocracy were able to power a Dyson sphere-like shield around their entire planet. It sparkled in the sun like a chorus line of stars. Whatever. In the sheerest glimmer of light. The way it shattered in the wake of our neutronic lasers was simply breathtaking. Upon our arrival on their planet's surface, the head of the theocracy, an imposing figure named Bishop Quirkzug, pleaded for not only his own life, but the lives of his people. As a fair man, I agreed to meet him on a level field of battle, mano a mano. As true gentlemen, I even let him select the contest. Much to my surprise, he chose a board game, Dueling of Swords, arm wrestling, a board game. As part of their theocratic doctrine, the Yet Yang do not believe in flat surfaces. Oh god, they're one of those people. Duel of Swords. Oh, how I wish. Arm wrestling. And I thought I had left such uncultured divisions back on Zinyak. Back on, well, he is Zinyak. So yeah, back on Zin. I learned then that this so-called sport had reached a far wider audience than I had hoped. Yes, Quirkzug chose to challenge me at arm wrestling. How, for a society so advanced in technology, thought I, could they be so taken with grasping hands and pushing? Little did I know that that shit anatomy, that the anatomy of the Yet Yang combined with the curved surfaces that passes tables, curved, allowed them greater leverage at this sport. Oh, how clever Quirkzug was, luring me into a trap that played upon my own prejudice. Well done indeed. As it turned out, the winner of that match was... It was a draw. No. Me. No. Quirkzug. Yes, Quirkzug used his anatomical advantage to best me at the infantile test of strength. After shooting him through his enormous eye, I congratulated his corpse on a job well done. Giving the Yet Yang people no quarter, we made hasty work of their pathetic planet, and to this day I keep Quirkzug's desiccated tongue in my pocket. I rub it for good luck. Why? What's wrong with this guy? Though I wasn't aware of it prior, the Yet Yang homeworld was a rich source of gemstones, and minerals in rare reserve on other planets. With resources in high demand at our disposal, I was able to fund many more conquests throughout the riches of space. A fascinating story that I will tell you soon. The Great Zin Expansion. As you undoubtedly are already aware, the Grand Yet Yang victory was just the beginning of my storied career in the Zin army. I still had numerous conquests awaiting me, including my first venture toward a place of native scholars, once called Via Lactea. Possessing astute foresight as I do, coupled with my at times all-consuming need for control, I knew that before I set out to do anything more, I must find a second in command, acquire more ships, get some decent food on board. Do you honestly think I would have traveled all the way to the Yet Yang Quadrant without bringing the finest chefs in the universe with me? Maybe. I mean, I don't know you. You're acting like I know you. Acquire more ships. Not to be immodest, but my fleet was already quite impressive, thank you. Find a second in command. Even I cannot be everywhere at once. I knew in order to keep my crew appropriately subordinate, while still being able to have some essential me time, that I had to have someone I could trust implicitly to oversee the orders I gave. Someone who would be my eyes and ears and also tend to my every whim without question. It was a plucky young soldier named Zinyak, who stood cranial crown and shoulders above the rest. I knew he would make a fine lieutenant. I think that was wrong, but whatever. But as is customary to prove one's successor's worth, I first administered a scholastic aptitude test, ritual beatings, or a quiz to determine his understanding of basic ethics. That was true. Etiquette. Or actually, not ethics. What the fuck? Anyway, I was not about to appoint someone as my military surrogate and manservant who was unable to appreciate property, I don't know, and tradition. I fucking don't know. Look, I know how to pronounce stuff and I know how to write stuff, but sometimes when I write shit, I don't know how to pronounce it, or when I write something I think it's stupid and then it's true. I knew that if anyone were to attempt to fill my proverbial boots, that they had to be able to do so in any conceivable situation. So it was I constructed a battery of examinations designed to test his stuff across all manner of occasion. They really were brilliant, if I do say so myself. I am proud to state that Zinyak passed every test in spectacular fashion, though. We did almost have an incident when we were attacked prior to the dinner course of a fine meal. Zinjak's brother died during an examination on proper cross-cultural greetings. A rabid Zinpig got loose upon the ship during a rousing debate on intergalactic politicking. Here you go. Oh my god, that was extreme. It was in what was a regrettable lapse in judgment on the part of famed Bunyan tactician Ariel the Furious. The Boon Armada attacked us in mid-space during the most important segment of Zinjak's testing. After destroying the Boon fleet ship and flaying all the crew members, I beheaded Ariel the Furious with a bread knife and threw his remains into the onboard incinerator. Zinyak and I then went on to enjoy a most lovely meal full of fresh Boon steak, and delightful conversation. His testing over, I formally named Zinjai as my lieutenant/servant, and we continued our trek into deep space. Per my grand plan, I set about culling the universe of its weakest cultures first, starting with that place, or Earth. This place. This place it was. The those people have been a blight on Central Alspazia since time immemorial. Really, I was doing everyone a favor by raising those heathens to the ground. But did the unified nations of Central Alspazia show me any gratitude at all? Of course not. Monster, they cried out. Psychopath. Nothing short of a planet-wide genocide was going to shut them up, which, thankfully, it did. From there, I continued on my path, conquering every planet that stood in my path. Yet, despite the sense of unparalleled accomplishment, I felt something was lacking. It was not until later that I would stumble upon my greatest achievement, my defining moment. And that is a story for another time. His defining moment is something we will explore next time. And then we will also continue on with the main story of the game. So, I would like to thank each and every last one of you for watching this video. We did a lot in a sense, but also we did fuck all. We did basically all the side shit. We collected almost all of the collectibles, and we did all of the activities and stuff. And we read 7 chapters of the text adventure. But next time, we gotta continue on with number 8, my defining moment. So like I said, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new or if not done so already. Turn on notifications, and as always, stay there for more. Bye.